Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is Professor Raleigh. It is Monday, November 27th. I just had to check the date. And this video is with regard to the upcoming argumentative essay. I want to go over a couple key points, things to keep in mind as you begin drafting. And so that you have some basic tenets to go off of. And if you have questions, of course, you can email me or come to my office hours and we can talk about it there as well. Okay, as you should know, you have two upcoming assignments, the annotated bibliography, which is basically a formal compilation of all of the research that you will use in the final version of your argumentative paper. Okay, the annotated bibliography, is due this Sunday, December 3rd by 11:59. Okay, and the final draft of the argumentative paper is due a week from Sunday, December, actually, let me check, make sure I have the right date here. Give me just a second. Friday, December 8th, by 11:59 p.m. Okay. Very important that you adhere to those deadlines and make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to get that work done. Okay. The annotated bibliography, let's talk about that first. As this is English 3, I am pretty confident in stating that this is not your first rodeo. Most all of you should have completed an annotated bibliography in some form before. Okay, but just in case you haven't, I have uploaded a sample version of the type of annotated bibliography I'm expecting of this class. Okay, the annotated bibliography is basically, again, a formal compilation of the research that you've conducted in order to write an informed paper. So the annotated bibliography should include the citations for all of the articles that you are potentially planning to reference in your paper and accompanying annotations of each article. Okay, so what it would look like is the citation, and then directly underneath the citation, an annotation of that particular article. And the annotation should be no more than 4 sentences in length, very brief. Okay, and what it includes is a sentence or two that summarizes the article, essentially you stating that author's thesis statement or the thesis statement of that article, assesses the article, basically explaining how it does what it does. Okay, and then a statement of intended use, meaning that you have this final little statement explaining briefly how and why you intend to incorporate that particular piece of research in your paper. Okay, so very straightforward assignment. Okay, the directions for the annotated bibliography have been posted for quite a few days now, so please review them. Again, there's the directions, the sample of what your annotated bibliography, should look like upon completion, and then you're going to submit it directly in that link as well. Okay, so moving on to the, or actually, this pertains to both the annotated bibliography and the final version of the paper. Your research, all of the research that you use to support your argument should be peer-reviewed. Okay. Peer-reviewed research and or scholarly research is typically one and the same, okay? Just depends who you're talking to, the terminology they may use. But peer-reviewed research, okay, is available to you. You can find it in the Clovis Community College Library Research databases. So you'll need to go to the library homepage, click on the article, the research database link, and you'll be taken to a page that basically shows all of the databases that we subscribe to. Okay, you are going to want to start an EBSCOhost. EBSCOhost Academic Search Premier is like the mothership of all the databases. It actually houses other databases within it. So it really is this kind of umbrella place to find research. Now, although EBSCOhost is comprised of scholarly peer-reviewed articles, it's also comprised of all types of information, newspaper stories, even short films, reviews on legislation, anything and everything. So you'll be able to, in EBSCOhost, via the advanced search settings, be able to specify that you want scholarly peer-reviewed research. Okay, that's a huge deal. And one thing I am going to provide you in a separate document in our argumentation module is basically a little screenshot of how to make sure that you are correctly selecting, you want peer-reviewed research, you want full text articles, putting in all those limiters in the search engine before even generating any results so that you make sure that what you are getting is good information. Okay, so again, you must have only peer-reviewed information in the annotated bibliography and corresponding final version of the paper. If you don't, it's going to be result in a major deduction in grade. Okay, and that's clearly written in the assignment directions. So please be sure that you review that and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, now with regard to the final version of the paper, focusing on research, you need to have at least 6 references to peer-reviewed research. So that means no less than 6 academic peer-reviewed articles that you are using to support whatever argument that you're making. Okay, 6 is the minimum. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind as well. Now, with regard to the argument itself, and this will be the final version of the video, or final portion of the video, I don't want it to be too long here, but you should have noted already and seen in the directions that I have narrowed the scope of your topic choices for this argumentative essay. Your topic choices must fall within the realm of health, nutrition, medical topics, anything with regarding to kind of health and wellness. So that includes physical activity, nutrition, mind-body balance. I mean, it's a pretty expansive list. So, I mean, even though I'm narrowing it down, I mean, there's still lots of places that you can take that potential subject matter. For example, you could write an argumentative paper about the importance of childhood vaccinations, and that, it should be a federal mandate that all children who attend public school should have completed their vaccination cycle before kindergarten, whatever. But that particular topic would fall within the realm of health and wellness, okay? Now, something that wouldn't fall within the realm of health and wellness would be something along the lines of, well, I guess essentially this next topic might, fall in the realm of wellness, but it's not with regard to health per se. But the argument is sometimes made that federally speaking, the legal age to consume alcohol should be lowered from 21 to 18, federally speaking, okay, or at the federal level. Okay, with regard to that, that might somehow fall into the realm of health, or, not overly consuming alcohol or whatever. That's more of a political, governmental issue, not specifically focused on an aspect of health, as it were, like physically. Does that make sense? I know that's a little clunky way of saying it, but just to make sure that the topic that you choose has to do with health and wellness, medical issues of the sort, okay? If you are unsure if your topic does, you need to let me know, okay? Letting me know after the fact that your paper is due that you didn't know that your topic wasn't going to work is unacceptable, because there's plenty of time to talk to me about that, okay? What I might also do is put up a little Q&A discussion board so that you can all submit your topic choices, and just a brief, not even a thesis statement, but a pretty brief statement of what type of topic you're pursuing within the kind of subject of health and wellness, just so I can make sure that everybody is riding the same train there, so to speak, okay? So I'll put that up for you probably tomorrow, and you'll be able to submit your topic choices, and if there's any red flags, I will personally contact those people with red flag topics and let them know. But otherwise, it's just an opportunity to share what it is that you plan to do, okay? Finally, and I mean, this goes without saying, but at the same time, I can't stress it enough, carefully review the guidelines for the assignment, okay? You should know that this paper, the minimum word count is 2,000 words, okay? It needs to adhere to typical MLA format, 1-inch margins all around, double spaced, 11 or 12 point font, proper header, embedded pagination in the upper right-hand corner. I mean, again, I know that this is not your first rodeo with regards to writing a paper in an English class, but I just want to make sure that you are aware that there are going to be certain expectations and standards, set, and will inform how I grade your paper. And I do have a corresponding rubric for this assignment, so you're going to want to be on the lookout for that as well. And again, all of this stuff will be posted in the argumentation module in the next couple of days, okay? But you'll have plenty of time to review it as you're writing. Oh, so last thing I want to talk about before I let you go is I've also embedded in our argumentation module a argumentation handbook that was written by a colleague of mine, Mr. Jeffrey Burdick. On his sabbatical last spring, he drafted 4 new English courses to be adopted by our department, created them, picked out the research material for them, the textbooks, all of that entails with creating a new course, and part of which included his creation of an argumentation manual. Same kind of iteration that would be found in a textbook, but not in a textbook. It's really well written, explains the formation of an argument from even the most basic level of conversation to the most critically informed, highly researched and specified argument that one can make on paper. Okay, so the things that he talks about are why we have trouble making logical arguments, why our brains get in the way of maintaining logic and order and structure in that paper. Things related to cognitive dissonance and basically, selective hearing, choosing what we want to hear or choosing what we don't want to hear and basing our opinion on that with regards to a particular issue. So I challenge you, while I can't, there's no way I can make sure that you have read the handbook. I highly encourage you to review it. It will help you keep in mind and all of the tenets of argumentation, kind of the basic structures, all the way up to how to build a thesis statement. And I'll have my own document for that as well, thesis statement development. But it's just a really nice holistic handbook that I think will give you some guidance in this paper writing process, okay? So, without overloading you with more information, I want to leave you with a couple key things. Okay, annotated bib, due this Sunday, December 3rd by 11:59. Final version of the argumentative paper, due December 8th by 11:59. Uploaded to Canvas, it will automatically go to Turnitin. Upon your submission to Turnitin, be sure that you look at your originality report. Make sure that you do not overly use research or that you are accidentally plagiarizing. Rule of thumb, you do not want more than a 20% match, meaning that Turnitin should not be able to recognize more than 20% of your work in someone else's work that's already deposited their paper into Turnitin, okay? And even that is a little bit of a generous number. So 20% is our threshold, okay? Make sure that your research is peer-reviewed, okay? Peer-reviewed scholarly research is the only thing that you should be using to substantiate and support your argument. Okay. Also note that the argument itself must be related to health, wellness, fitness, nutrition, anything related to that. That is kind of the umbrella that I am forcing you, so to speak, to adhere to. And the reason for that is because of this entire case study and the theme of our class that we've been working on this entire semester, the end of the dumb jock joke, right? The premise is that, physical activity, routine exercise actually strengthens our brain's ability to function. It makes us smarter to be plain about it. And so this case study that you did, which a lot of you did such great work on, it can be a resource in your paper. You can cite your personal results. If you are in fact making an argument that, public schools should not eliminate recess, or juniors and seniors in high school and Clovis Unified and Fresno Unified should not be able to opt out of PE because, in fact, physical activity enhances academic performance. Okay, so something like that. The caveat, though, because I am giving you this sort of umbrella with room to work within, you do not have to use your case study as a piece of evidence in your paper if your topic does not doesn't work, okay? It's an option, but I am not requiring you to cite your case study in the argument. Depending upon your topic selection and the argument that you're making, you can, okay? And I will reiterate that on when I upload some kind of more things to remember as you keep writing, okay? So please let me know if you have questions with regards to that. I want to apologize for taking so long to post this video. I've been having some technical difficulties. I've already recorded it twice and it never saved. So I'm on my 3rd try, and my patience level is not quite as lengthy as it was at the beginning. So I do apologize for taking so long to upload this for you guys. But as always, feel free to reach out to me if you have questions. You can see me during office hours. And I will also be giving you information too with regards to what to expect for our final during the week of the final exams. You'll have plenty of information knowing what you need to do in order to complete that during the week of the finals, which is December 11th through the 15th. Okay. So with that in mind, you know how to get a hold of me. Email me, come see me during office hours. I also have my online office hour, and feel free to log into that. Okay. I hope this video finds you well, and keep writing. Don't wait to start researching. It will take you way longer than you think it will. Those databases are huge, and it takes a long time to sift through all that information that you'll need to make an informed, logical, evidence-driven argument. Okay? So I look forward to talking to you guys, maybe even seeing some of you soon. Okay? So take care and have a good rest of your night. Bye-bye.